Okay, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. This will be our final coffee with the principal. If you need translation, you can select the world. And if you choose Russian, it will be Armenian. And if you choose Spanish, it will be Spanish. I will put the links in the chat one more time. Just go to the sign in for right now, and I'll refer to the other links a little later. So I am very happy to be sharing this with you. We have a lot to cover. As this year is coming to a close, we have lots to celebrate, lots to more of our resilience for this year. And I believe that we've really come together as a Chirimoya community, and I'm very, very grateful for that. So we're going to move into our mindfulness practice, and we're going to do a little check-in. So I'd like you to look at this and put in the chat the number of how you are feeling. If you're 6, you're feeling great. And I need to move this over. If you're 1, you're empty. So how full is your battery? And just put your number in the chat. Okay. I'm seeing 5s. Wow, 6. Anna's a 6. I love it. All right. I appreciate your honesty here. It's great. Nice. So for those of us who need a little recharging, let's do some practice. So what I wanted to share with you is sometimes we feel like everything has to be going well for us to be happy, but I truly believe that these statements might seem to be contradictory, but they're not. They are equally true, that we can be resilient, but also need a break. That you give your all, but you also sometimes need to back out. That you can be independent and still need others. That you can be very sure about something, but then we have to pivot when things change. That you are kind and giving and generous, but then you also have to have boundaries and know when to say no. We understand that other families or situations have it worse than we do, but still our pain is also valid. And that you can do your best, but at the same time, know that you can always strive for more, always striving for excellence. So to fill our battery, I'd like you to take what you need. That's on the right. Just in your mind, take what you need. If you need a little hope, you need a little consistency, strength, just take what you need to fill your own battery. It's very important that we do that. So let's just take a moment to do a practice. What is mindfulness? Mindfulness is the basic human ability to be fully present, aware of where you are and what you are doing, and not overly reactive. That means we respond intelligently with logic, but we don't just react. We're not overwhelmed by what's going around us. So let's do a little 2-minute meditation to help us continue our mindfulness practice. So keep having to move our faces.
This is a 2-minute meditation to ground yourself emotionally, mentally, and energetically. Grounding yourself is essential to be fully present in your body, to clear your mind, calm your emotions, and strengthen your instincts. Grounding is the ultimate connection of mind and body. Let's begin. Find a comfortable seated position and gently close your eyes. Begin to take awareness of the present moment. Place one hand on your chest and the other on your abdomen. And with every inhalation, belly rises, then chest rises. With every exhalation, chest falls, belly falls. Inhale, belly rises, chest rises. Exhale, chest falls, belly falls. And we're going to continue taking 20 deep, long, and smooth breaths. Now visualize yourself seated in an outdoor location that has brought you peace and calmness. Take 100% of your awareness to this space. In your mind's eye, begin to grow roots out of your legs and feet into the earth. Grow thick, sturdy, and strong roots through the earth's crusts. Feel yourself 100% connected to your roots and your body. Deep breaths. Now place both hands over your heart and set the intention that for the remainder of your day, all your thoughts, emotions, and mental awareness will be grounded, stable, and calm. Thank yourself for taking a refreshing 2-minute mental break. And slowly begin to open your eyes and go forth with a calm and collected demeanor for the remainder of your day.
Thank you. Just quickly to review our communication norms. We just want to be fully present and being respectful of all of our speakers, and it's okay if there are moments of silence. Those moments are important. I am very excited to have our science ambassador extraordinaire, Ms. Scholl, I spelled science really wrong. To have her present Amplify Science. I am very excited that this year has been a bit of a trial period for our science program. And next year, everyone will be full throttle, and we're very excited. So I'm going to stop share so that Sarah can share what she would like.
Yes, awesome. Thank you so much. Ms. Inkema, just so I can be respectful of time, would you say I still have about like 10 minutes to present, or should I make it less? Yeah, okay, awesome. All right, hello everyone. It's nice to see you all. Some of you meet you all for the first time. My name is Ms. Scholl. I'm the fifth grade teacher here at Chirimoya, and I am the science ambassador. So I've had the opportunity to learn more about our new Amplify Science curriculum that we're implementing, learn more about NGSS, which is the standards and the framework for how we want to teach science. And I have been providing support to all the teachers and kind of sharing more information with you all as well to the families. So
Michelle,
I'm going to go ahead and
Michelle, I have to interrupt. I have to say
Yes.
that for Ms. Scholl being a new teacher at a new school, a young teacher, I'm very proud of her. When I was in my first or second years of teaching, I would not have been able to lead a PD, a professional development, for my colleagues. So can you give her some love in the chat? And I'm just very grateful for Joel.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you so much. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. I do have a little bit of an interactive activity that I wanted to do. I'm not sure if we will have time for it, but you watch and kind of see what some of the things we have been doing in the classroom or things similar to what we've been doing in our classroom. So give me 1 second while the slides load. So again, I'm going to quickly talk about science today. I'm going to go over what NGSS is a little bit, and then also talk more about Amplify Science and the curriculum that we'll be definitely implementing fully starting next year. And so as I shared, I do want to start off with a little bit of an interactive activity. If you would like, you may grab this. If not, you can just watch me do it. I have it set up here as well. But you'll need a whiteboard marker, a glass, plastic, or ceramic plate, and water that you can pour basically onto the plate. Okay. Again, I am going to move on just for the sake of time. Feel free to try this yourself later, or if you can grab it real quick right now, you can do it as well. But what you're going to do is you're going to lightly draw on the plate with a whiteboard marker. So hopefully this works. Can you see? Oh, you can't see right now. Can you see my plate right now? Is that okay? So here's my plate. I drew a little heart with my whiteboard marker. And what you do is you take a little bit of water and you slowly pour it from the side. And then you want to move it around so that the water goes underneath your drawing. You might need a little bit more water. Notice what happens to the whiteboard marker. As you can see in mine, you can see that it starts to move. As I touch it, you might notice that it can shrivel up into this little piece. I did this activity with my students this morning. They were very amazed that a whiteboard marker drawing can turn this small by just moving it around with water. So that was a little activity here. What I would do in the classroom is I would ask, and teachers will ask, what did you notice? What do you wonder? Why do you think this happened? So if you would like, feel free to share what you noticed, what you wondered, or why you think it happened in the chat as well. But again, this would be an activity and the way that kind of the activities that we do in our science curriculum. Yeah, it is really cool. I enjoy that even as an adult. Yeah, I wonder how it was able to move. Mm-hmm. I always wonder how it can turn that small and shrivel up like that. What the whiteboard marker is really made out of. Those are some questions that I would have. Awesome. All right. So ideally in the classroom, another thing that we would do is then we would talk about it, and we would talk about the science behind it, which does have to do with surface tension and the relationship between the water and the whiteboard marker. For sake of time, I'm not going to play this video, but I will send the video over so that you can watch it and learn more about. I should actually get that. I'll get that link ready for you all so I can send it in the chat. But it'll this video will kind of teach you a little bit more about the science behind it. And I think, yeah. All right. So again, I'll have you watch that on your own time when you can. But the way I kind of, it was a very condensed mini lesson, but the way that I presented that is goes over a lot of the ways that we want to shift our way of teaching of science. So as you can see here on the left-hand side, it shows what science should involve less of. And this might be the ways that you might be used to learning science when you were a student. And in the last couple of years, we're really trying to switch to the right-hand side column, you know, focusing on conducting investigations rather than just the teacher providing all the information. Having students answer open-ended questions and having more discussions in the classroom. Not just reading one textbook and finding all the answers in the textbook, but also doing experiments, reading, writing, discussing, and using all the different sources and strategies. So that's something that we are trying to focus on at our school as well. And we've talked about this with all the teachers. I mean, here's a couple more. So, you know, I was definitely as a student very used to doing worksheets all day, every day in science class. And now it's a lot of using so many different forms of representing the information, using journals and posters and creating videos to explain what's going on. And so the way that we're able to implement this new vision for science education is through Amplify. Amplify is a lovely new curriculum that we have that, again, this year was a trial period, and hopefully next year all teachers will be able to use it fully and will be fully trained on it. So I wanted to show you some students in action. One of the teachers, Ms. Post, sent me some lovely photos of her class doing an experiment using, trying to make the best glue. And this is part of the second grade science standards. And so she was able to do that in person with her class. And then this is some examples of my class where we watched an experiment happen, and we, where did it go? Oh, there it is. I put an animation on it, I forgot. So we watched what happened, and we created some drawings to help us understand and recreate what happened on a paper so that we can look back on it and talk about it. So you can even see this student over here wrote an explanation of why it was happening. We've learned about, you know, labeling things. So this is just some work as well from the Amplify curriculum. And so the Amplify curriculum, just a very basic overview, one of their main focus, the main part of Amplify is that they really want to focus on this multimodal learning, meaning, as I mentioned earlier, that you should gather evidence and understand things using multiple sources. So by doing experiments, by writing things down, by reading different articles or different informational texts, talking about it with each other, and also visualizing it using models, So that's Amplify's main focus with their curriculum, and there are so many different activities that they do every day in each lesson to come to the understanding of certain phenomena. And so I just want to end off here with some resources. This link right here is directly from Amplify, created for families. And they have a bunch of different resources here. They have a recording that goes over everything in a video format. They talk more about NGSS, which I mentioned earlier. And they also have unit maps that help families to know what's going on in the classroom, what kinds of things are they going to learn about, so that if you want at home, you can support them with that content as needed. And again, some awesome resources here. So I will put this and the video from earlier in the chat in a couple of seconds, but that is basically it from me. It was a very quick overview, but I hope you were able to understand a bit more about how this science curriculum is going to help our school in the next couple of years. And I hope you all are excited as me for it. So thank you so much. If you have any questions, feel free to send them in the chat as well.
Thank you, Ms. Scholl. And just as Ms. Scholl said, very different from when we learned science. You lead with the experiment, not you do the worksheets and all that, and then you get to it. You lead with the phenomena, which intrigues students' curiosity, which will make them want to learn even more. So very, very excited about that.
Thank you. Thank you for letting me share today.
Okay. So segueing from science to math is the same process. When we're talking about mathematics, that chart that she had, the old way of doing math, the more progressive way of doing math, it's the same thing. And many of you know, well, we just did it, that mindfulness is extremely important. And mindfulness integrated with mathematics is the way that we not only going to raise our test scores, but that our students actually gain a deeper level of mathematics understanding. So I put this link in the chat. This is one of the interviews I did last summer. And I think it's a pretty succinct way of sharing how I feel about that. I presented conferences and things all over, and this is always my message: how to be a mindful leader, as well as the integration of social emotional learning competencies with mathematics. And I have seen children's lives change literally because of how they now understand mathematics. And I really look forward to bringing that here to Charamoya. So, you know, I'm very much in the practices that I do are research-based. And one of the studies that I rely on heavily is this Harvard study with MIT about mindfulness. They wanted to know, what impact does mindfulness have? And one of the major things is it reduces fear. It also helps grow gray cells in your brain. I mean, I could go on and on about what mindfulness does. But one of the things about mathematics, especially, there's a lot of mathematics trauma and fear, and I'm afraid. And incorporating mindfulness with mathematics is the perfect way to teach mathematics. And starting next year, we're going to also have my More Math with Parents monthly classes, where we will dive into the mathematics to reduce parent anxiety about mathematics as well. So I've already shared with my staff that our focus next year will be mathematics. We will begin doing a book study with this book. Let's see. You see it that well? Choosing to See, bringing equity into mathematics classrooms. And adding and enhancing to our practice. So I'm really excited that math is my number one thing to do. I love it so much. So I'm really excited that we get to do this. And another very quickly, a study, there was about 3,000 third graders. Half had just a math coach. The other half had a math coach with a cell coach. Cell coach group did significantly better than just the math coach. So it has been proven over and over again that when we integrate cell competencies, achievement increases. So this school year, my focus had been cell, to develop our practice and habit of social emotional learning. Next year is going to be math, and we're putting those together. So that is my plan of leading us academically. So I want to show you a little bit of what illustrative mathematics is. And we had a choice between Eureka Math and illustrative mathematics. Illustrative mathematics is considerably better than Eureka. You can trust me on this one. With my mathematics expertise, definitely this is the one that will truly help our students become 21st century learners. I always say, you know, that phrase is always thrown about, but are we truly doing those things to make that happen? We're 21 years in the 21st century, so we need to be learning in that way. So, show you. And I'm going to stop share so you can see. I'm not going to show all the video, but the link is also in the chat.
Hi everyone, my name is Dion Aminata, one of the lead writers of the I Am K5 math curriculum, and I'm here to talk fluency. People are often excited about the rich conceptual understanding that students can develop by using the curriculum, but a question we often get asked is, how do students develop fluency in I Am K5 math? It is a great question and we are happy to answer it. We thought deeply about the fluency and the design of the curriculum, and we wanted to support students with building procedural fluency and conceptual understanding simultaneously. The intentional design goes like this. First, students learn the meaning of operations and the relationships between them. Second, students start to learn their facts. Sometimes students enter school knowing some facts. I Am K5 Math has lessons and centers that help students self-reflect on the facts they know and the facts they're still learning. Third, students relate more complicated facts to simpler ones. In other words, they use the facts they know to help them learn new facts. After a variety of joyful experiences practicing their facts, students come to know their facts. When we talk about fluency, we are using the definition of procedural fluency from the National Research Council's Adding It Up, which says students have developed fluency when they can use procedures flexibly, accurately, efficiently, and appropriately. So what does flexibility, accuracy, and efficiency look like? Let's let some students show us.
All right, we're going to do a little bit of math together, okay?
Okay.
All right, let's start with, what is 5 plus 10?
That is 15.
And how do you know that?
I just know it.
Yes, Bryce. Sometimes students just know their facts, and that is the ultimate goal. There are also times when students have to do just a little more thinking to get an answer, and that is another way to demonstrate fluency. Let's hear Bryce respond to another question.
What about 6 plus 7?
That's a good one. 13.
And how do you know that?
Because 6 plus 6 equals 12. So 6 plus 7 equals 13.
First of all, with the affirmation that this was a good question. Thank you, Bryce. But by listening to the mind of a second grader, you can learn so many things. He knew 6 plus 6 and related this fact to one he didn't know yet to get the answer efficiently. When students are able to relate more complicated facts with simpler ones, they are often using conceptual understanding of the properties of operations, place value, or the relationship between operations. In the last clip, Bryce related an addition fact, a double, to another addition fact. Let's listen to Bryce relate addition to subtraction.
What about 14 minus 5?
9.
And how do you know that?
Because 10 plus 5 equals 15. So 9 plus 5 equals 14.
What a brilliant display of conceptual understanding and fact fluency. I can listen to him explain his thinking all day. But we should move on to our next student, Viviana. She's going to show us what it looks like to have fluency with multiplication facts.
What's 3 times 5?
Uh-oh. Some buffering here. Oh. Well, looks like we're having some issues, and I'll just stop it there. You have the link in your
Three times 5 is 15.
How did you know that one?
Because I've memorized my times 5 facts.
All right, that's a good one.
Because they're all easy.
Viviana's smile says it all.
Where'd it
There's
go?
so much joy in knowing. Let's hear her try another fact where she uses mental strategies to find the value.
So that was just a little taste, and the emphasis will be on conceptual understanding as we move into our Yeah, it looks like I'm back now. Okay, I'm sorry, I was logged out. Thank you everyone for your patience. So, as we said before, we definitely are going to be focusing on conceptual understanding as we integrate, as we move towards procedural fluency. So in step with that, May is Mental Health Month. And I just wanted to let you know that I have invested in our staff. We have, and we're going to conclude this Monday, 4 weeks of Mind Up training to develop our own practice for mental and emotional health, and to help our staff, all of our staff and our certificated as well as our classified. So that we are all on the same page with these strategies, so that we can increase and do our new science program, our math, as well as implementing our Mind Up. Because as I showed you, when we integrate social emotional learning competencies with our curriculum, we will see our achievement increase. So I am very intentional about that. And teachers have to develop their own practice first. And then from that, we will be ready to share with students. So I'm very excited about that. And so moving on from curricular items, a few things about when we return to campus. We have to do drills. We have to do all of our drills. Unfortunately, or fortunately, we've already had to do a lockdown, but it wasn't a drill, it was the actual situation. But so we will have to do a shelter in place, all of these here, the earthquake drill, all within the next 2 weeks. So you'll be hearing these in the email that we're going to do this, and just be aware that we have to do this as a compliance. So there's not any issues. We just have to do these drills because every year we have to do them. And usually we've spread them out over the course of the entire school year, but we are doing them all right now. So you can see that in the data, not many schools have done it. So now the pressure is on to get it done. So we're gonna get it done. Monday is our final, somewhat final awards assembly and classroom celebration. We're gonna have an end of year where they'll have some even more special awards given to students. It'll be more of a cumulative award. So very excited about that. I completely enjoyed visiting the classrooms and hearing students what they're passionate about, what they're proud about, what they've done, and they look forward to presenting. So very excited about that. Culmination, our culmination ceremony will be virtual this year. It will be Thursday, June 10th at 9 a.m. And the following day will be the turning in of devices and books. And then we'll have our kind of drive-through celebration where they can pick up their lovely swag bags. Miss Veronica has went downtown and has been put together something really special, and the certificates will be given. So students who are in 5th grade who are leaving Chirimoya, we also need your devices and your books as well. So we are very excited about our culmination ceremony. Mr. Davis is very excited about putting that together. Summer school. This link was in the chat as well. Summer school is set to begin June 22nd, and you can see to July 30th. That's the website that you can go to apply. LAUSD has set a very, very, very ambitious summer program. I'm just going to be really real with you. If you look at this area here, that it's not all staffed as of right now. Teachers are tired, they want a break. So I'm just giving you the heads up. You could you could apply, but it may not happen. So I just want to let you know, because it's dependent upon the current teachers to also work summer school. So I know if you know you're tired, you know the teachers are tired too. So I know that from our school, 2 teachers have applied to teach summer school. For us, it's Gardner. Oh my goodness. I know it's Gardner, and I know Harvard. There's one more. And then for extended, it's Saturn, which is a little ways from here for EYS, for special ed summer school. So I just want to let you know it's very ambitious, lots of exciting classes that they're offering, but there may be a shortage. I just wanted to let you know. So as you know, that we needed to replace our lovely tree. So with a drum roll, the district has selected that we will get this one, the fruitless mulberry tree. So again, when that is actually going to be put in the ground, I'm not quite sure, but I just got an email on Tuesday saying that this is the tree that the district has selected that will be planted, and then we will see when it occurs. So keep our fingers crossed. And the calendar for next year. So I'm sure you heard from the news that the board voted not to add the 10 additional days as a result of the input from parents and LAUSD employees. So our beginning day is going to be on a Monday. Usually we always begin on a Tuesday. You can see right here for August. Our buyback day, or people free day, will be on the Friday, and then we will begin on Monday, August 16th. We will have the whole week of November. I know that was up for debate with the calendar discussion. It's pretty much very much the same as how we normally do, with the exception, they're going to keep that January pupil free day that we had this year for preparation, which I think is great. And then in lieu of having it at the end. So I'd also put that link in the chat where you can download this calendar. And now I'm going to transition to Ms. Gonzalez, our wonderful Parent Center Director. So, Ms. Gonzalez, why are you laughing? You're wonderful.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much, Mrs. Lincoln. Good morning, everyone. I just want to say hello to everybody and wish you a happy weekend. I hope we have it, this nice weather that we have right now. It's nice and sunny. And thank you for joining us on Coffee with the Principal. I hope everyone is doing well. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, let me transition. I'm sorry. So our lovely Miss Gotts is burning the midnight oil, making sure that we are compliant. Not only is she our COVID compliance officer, she makes me look good at principal meetings. I'm not on the hot list. Like, you look at your data. Look, you haven't been testing. Laura always makes me look good. Thank you, Laura. So she is very diligently working on making sure all of our students that require the LPAC test are being tested. And let's now hear from the Cherimoya Foundation. And I'd like to spotlight Rachel. There you are. Okay.
Hi everyone. So great to see some faces. We can never see the attendees on these ones, can we? It's just the panelists.
I can make everyone a panelist. So let's do that. You go ahead and I will be doing that.
Yeah. Just a quick check-in, really, just to say, just really grateful for everyone's support this year. It was a really tricky year, staying connected. Really looking forward to next year, to being able to see each other again and brainstorm again and raise money and do all the things that foundation is good at. Couple of things. Next year, we're going to be looking for some new board members. So we're going to be putting out some notices in the coming weeks, just to put the feelers out for parents out there that are interested in joining us next year. And we'll let you know what those positions are and what the roles entail. Quick little update from Hollywood Orchard, who I know most of you know is a local group who focus on greening, not just our school, but the whole neighborhood. We've been lucky to, with them, well, they really received a grant from HUNC, which is the Hollywood United Neighborhood Council, of about somewhere around $4,000 or $5,000, and some of those thousands are going to be given to or used at Cherimoya for more greening. So they'll be replanting planter boxes and not actually doing the new mulberry tree, but being a part of getting that soil ready and really just kind of enlivening and sprucing up the school, getting ready for next year. So those are my updates.
Thank you. Thank you.
Did anyone have any questions for me?
Yeah. Hi, Rachel. How are you doing?
Hi. Hi.
Okay. We have some empty boxes, you know, that we can plant like a tomatoes or squash or
Mhm.
whatever. So we need some like a soil. They like a, you know, where the bungalows are in the corner.
Yep.
Like nobody's using them, and
That's
it's yeah.
that's exactly what this is going to go towards. So we're meeting one of the people from Hollywood Orchard, Angela, and Mrs. Lincoln Moore and I will be meeting on Monday, and that's exactly what we're going to be looking at. There's also a couple of smaller trees that died, so we'll be replacing those.
Yeah.
That cherry tree out on Cherimoya, that one
Yes.
unfortunately died. So yeah, definitely all of that, getting all of that back to living again.
Yeah, and remember Angela, she's been asking me, she's ready. She says she got her vaccines. She's ready to take care of the plants.
Oh, amazing. Thank you for
Yeah.
that. Yeah, let's get that all happening again. I noticed another school actually are doing Mitchell Tarina over in Silver Lake have just started doing, because they've got a garden similar to ours, a Saturday open garden day for families. You have to sign up in advance, but you can come and volunteer and do some gardening. So maybe that's something that we could, I don't know how that works, Mrs. Lincoln Moore, with vaccinations and whatever that is, but it's just an idea.
Yeah.
slowly.
We could talk about that.
Slowly.
And I told Ms. Post that, you know, the planter that's just filled with leaves that's closest to the parking lot where the tree
Yes.
it's just filled with leaves, that she could use that because she wanted to do some planting with her class. So that's just been kind of a leaf receptacle. So I said, please have at it. So
absolutely,
she's very, very excited about that. So
wonderful.
I am always happy to encourage. I love her spirit. She was like, can I do some outdoor education? I was like, you don't have to ask me that, just do it. So definitely. So I wanted to end with this, and then we'll have questions and answers, but I love this quote because you know, this has not been a normal, you know, 15 months, 17 months, but we know that when we are pressed, that we see the what we're really made of. And I never want to be normal. I want to always be amazing. And to be amazing, you have to be pushed and stretched. So we will continue to do that as we go into our new amazing normal ways of thinking and making decisions and all of that. And I want to say thank you for this great year. I've definitely learned a lot, you know, being a first-year principal, and I'm just very, very grateful. So questions about anything that I presented, or whatever questions you might have. No questions? I can't believe it.
I have a question. There were several links which you mentioned.
Yes.
Now, but if they're on the chat, as soon as the meeting is over, the chat will disappear, right?
Yes. So you can do this one of two ways, Rory. You can click them all and open them up, or you can, do you see that little ellipse, those 3 dots? If you click that, you can say save chat, and it'll go to your, it'll save onto your computer. So as soon as the meeting ends, you'll have a Zoom folder with all of the chats. Now the links won't be live. You have to just cut and paste them into the it's the URL. I don't know another way to say the URL, the part where you put the web address, but you will have the links.
Wait, but there's a thing that says more with 3 dots.
Well, if you go down to the chat, so if you, do you see, Oh, let me see. The last time I put it, it only went to panelists. That's not good. If you see in the chat where it says panelists and attendees.
Oh, there's a thing that says more, save chat. Yes.
Yes.
Okay, right.
Yes.
Thank you.
Anytime you want to keep a chat on a Zoom that's the way to do it.
So where does it save it?
It's going to go to your hard drive. So as soon as this meeting ends, a folder will pop up with the chat right there. And
Oh,
you can open it and then cut and paste the links onto your to look them up.
okay.
So like right now, Rory, if you clicked on that first one, which is the Spotify, if you click on it now, it's hot, meaning that it'll go directly to it. And once,
you mean my computer will do the download?
well, it'll take you directly to that website. If you click on the links right now directly from the chat, they will open directly. It'll open up a new window and it'll take you straight there. But it'll be different when it's on your drive because it won't be hot, meaning you couldn't just click it and it'll automatically go. So you would have to cut and paste. So if you want, it might be better to just click all the links so that they're open now. It'll be, that will probably be the
Wait, I'm Spotify Math and Mindfulness. I'm looking at the chat.
Yes. So if you
and I get a little finger and I click on that.
Yes.
Should I see something happen?
So it's probably happening behind your Zoom. And it's because it'll always open up another window. So if you minimize the Zoom, like click the yellow button in the top left corner, you'll probably see it because it's going to open up in another window.